Hey, so 14 days down, another 14 to go. The reason I say 14, sorry, I sanitize a lot. I just came up the elevator, so I figured I don't know what's been going on in that little space before I got in here. So here we go. We sanitize. 14 days to go. 14 very, very, very important days ahead of us. Now, if you think you're already a little crazy from staying at home, I don't know how to say this nicely, so I'll just come out and say it. Kanyumbani. Because we are officially in the trenches. This is it. And I'm not going to try and find a new way to say this. I'm going to go back to what Mutahi Nguni said. He said at 31 confirmed cases, if Italy knew then at 31 what they know now, what would they have done differently? If Spain knew at 31, 32 cases, then what they know now, what would they have done differently? We know what's coming. So we need to get real. The next 14 days matter, and they matter so much that I personally have no time for anybody whining. We're going to have to hunker down, literally like we were at war, and hold on. And you're holding on also to sheer sanity. Because I don't think Mutahi Kagwe has the time to tell you, but his body language should show you that he's bracing himself. Okay, for bigger numbers. No. This is not a case of panic. We had an influx of people who came into the country last week. They were tested. Tests come back after 4-5 days. My friends, Mutahi will be releasing bigger numbers because we have tested bigger numbers. You can't go around saying, oh, we only have one case, unless of course you come from the land of King Jong-un, who literally got number one and shot them. But if you are doing the right thing, if you're testing more, you're going to get more results. Okay? What you're not allowed to do is find a way to multiply those numbers. Because the whole idea is we never want to get to a peak. We don't mind if that goes like this and it's a smoother curve and it flattens out. No, what we don't want to see is something like this at all. I'm not going to waste a lot of time on members of the legislative arm of government who are tweeting like you and me, at you going on social media to ask difficult questions. Excuse you, please go back to Standard 7. It's called civics. You are government. You cannot go on Twitter and say, what is government doing? The question is, what are you doing? You should be in parliament legislating. You should be offering solutions and a way forward. You should be out in your constituency telling people what to do, asking people to hold on, telling people, Kangumu, Kanyumbani. We got 14 more days to go so that we can actually claim back our lives. Because if we don't do it right in the next 14 days, my friends, this is going to be 3 months. And I'm putting it out there. We've got to get serious. And I'm not going to repeat anything Mutahi Nguni said. Please go watch this video. I don't have a scarcity mentality issue. I will tell you that somebody else has told you and the world has shown you that as we go into our next phase, we're going to have to hunker down. Literally. I mean, if you were doing, I don't know, press-ups in the last 14 days, but they congratulate yourself for just surviving those 14, another 14 to go. And this is the tough one. This is the final stretch. We make it good or we fall apart. I'm not going to waste time to say it any other way. Why? Whose interest am I serving? And for the politicians, you had time to go to BBI rallies, you had time to ask for money, but now you don't have time to use whatever muscle you have to tell your constituents that this is serious, let's do our part. Shame on you. I also have an ask and I can do this, of Mutahi Kagwe, and I actually wrote mine down. There's something I need to do in a bit. But I want to know more. There's somebody who said, if Mutahi Kagwe needs to release more numbers, what he needs to do is probably send an email to newsrooms. No, I still think, and now more than ever, and in the coming weeks, he needs to actually have that press conference. I would like him to have it a little earlier because I still think the curfew is important and our reporters need to get home early, okay? And we also need to take the paper to press early. I mean, boss, there's a whole ripple effect. But I would like him to tell me how many more ventilators he has purchased, how many ICU beds we now have in place. I'd like to know how many more health workers he has hired and trained. I'd like him to tell me, how many tests are being done per day. I'd like him to tell us about, what we've learned from other countries in just one press conference and what it is we're applying. I'd like him to tell us about the challenges and what we can do to help. Okay, so I do want that press conference to be a little more substantive. I think whether we like it or not, if there's one thing I'm aware of, is that the numbers are not going to be coming down. For sure. But what I want to hear now is, as we enter this phase of our war, and this is a war, what do we need to know, and how are we battleship ready? That's what I want to hear from now on from Mutahi Kagwe. I echo Mutahi Ngunyi, who said, work with government at the moment. And if you're part of government, legislative or otherwise, and you're not adding any value, sit at home like the rest of us on your couch and keep quiet. Okay, but you can't be complaining and whining and bitching and sending out alarmist items. You cannot do that. But for you and I don't know how to say this nicely, guys. This is it. This is the stretch. We make it or we break. If we want our lives back, we need to hanker down. And also, we need to call out each other if we're being stupid. The young people here in the office who work in the newsroom were saying, Caroline, the problem is young people. They so don't care and they don't get it. And, a little part of me also remembers this, that a lot of you probably were 10 years old in 2008? So you don't know what it looks like when we shut down and when we literally vibrate as a nation from the sheer calamity of what we have done to ourselves. I was on air, so I remember. You do not know what this looks like at all, because nothing in the world has prepared you for the world you live in today. You're 22, you're 23, you're 24. What do you care? I need you to spend a little time and a bit more of your data bundles just looking at the reports from around the world. This is crazy. And oh, by the way, you get to hurt more than anybody else. More than anybody else. This is not the time to be trying to score mileage on Twitter, political mileage, be used by some stupid politician who has no sense of where he can go. Let me tell you something that occurred to me the other day. I'm employed and I have medical insurance. One of the things I've always had is my own medical insurance, because if I get fired today, I need to know that that's the one thing I don't have to worry about. And my medical cover is international. Okay, I'm not going to mention the body. Do you know it is worth nothing today? It's worth absolutely nothing. So even if my kids, my family, my dad, my mom, my siblings fell ill today, and I wanted to evoke that cover, where would I go? Who's going to take me? What, I'm going to go to Italy? I'm going to go to Spain? I'm going to go to London? Where am I going to go? This is it, guys. We protect this or we all burn. This is it. I just realized I don't even know whether I'm going to bother to renew my cover. I might add to a local cover, but for the next 2 years, where am I going? No, so I've got this fancy international medical cover that is worth what right now? Which brings me again to Nairobi's very privileged, very spoiled elite. I've seen stories of those who want to go and check themselves or their family members into prominent hospitals in Nairobi. Stop wasting your time. You go and you work with Bagathi, and I'll tell you why. At this point, at this time, all efforts, all knowledge lies with government. WHO is working with our government. Anybody that is actually clear about lessons learned is working with Mutahi Kagwe. If you have a family member that is unwell, stop checking yourself into the private wing of a private hospital because you think you're too good for Bagathi. No. Right now, your best chances lie with our government. Support our government. Support what we are doing. Stop being crazy and acting like you're too good, your money, Corona don't know your bank balance. at all and doesn't care. I want to go on record for saying this. We hunker down, we go into the trenches so that we can actually have a tomorrow. And a good one. We don't, let's go back to when Italy and Spain were at 31. If they knew then what they know now, what would they have done? Because we are right there. We are right there. Let's get it right. Kangumu, kanyumbani, kangumu. Hold on, it's crazy. It's about to get tougher. So you need to call on everything you have to just hold on. Because if we don't, even I won't be recording this. I can tell you that for free. I can tell you that for free. Hang in there and stop playing politics with our future and our lives. And if you bear the title honorable, if you're not doing any work, resign. And then start talking nonsense. Give us your salary. We can buy ventilators with it.